Hi there, I'm Andrew McCombe and welcome to Golf Getaway. Today's show, it's a little different and it's all about performance. I'm at the Melbourne Golf Academy and I'm going to check out the TaylorMade Performance Lab, where I'm going to learn how to get 15 metres more distance, consistency and control in my game. And hopefully it can help your game as well. Come on, let's go and see how it all works.
Hey Mira, welcome to the TaylorMade Concept Store. We heard you're in town.
Thanks, Darren. I hear you've got 15 more metres for me. How are you going to do that?
Well, what we're going to do today, we're going to start by putting you through a full fitting in the TaylorMade Performance Lab. Then we've got some coaches standing by to give you some swing tips, and we've also got a fitness expert for you. But before we get started, we need you to hop into something a little bit more Mira-esque. We've got a change room around the corner for you. We'll see you in a minute, eh?
Thank you.
So Mira, here we are in the TaylorMade Performance Lab.
Looks impressive, Darren. What are we going to do?
Well, what we're going to do today is we're going to put you through what's been branded Golf's ultimate club fitting experience. So we're going to utilise 3D motion capture. We're going to get you suited up in a bunch of reflective markers on key hingement points and movement points within your golf swing. The clubs are also going to have reflective markers on them. What that actually allows us to do is capture the club in motion, view it all up in the screen in 3D, down to measurements, down to tenths of degrees. So really detailed data. We're going to capture a variety of shots in your game, from wedges to 6 irons, driver and through to putter. And by the end, we're going to be able to compile a full set of clubs specific to your game, which is going to help you get that distance and control that you're really looking for.
And I believe you've got a few pros waiting for me outside.
Yeah, we've got a few pros, but you're going to give you some tips after each of our segments. We've also got Storm, our golf fitness expert, who's going to help you with your strength and your flexibility. So Mira, what we're going to do now is create your 3D avatar, which is going to allow us to track your body in motion throughout the fitting process. So what I'm going to do is just hold still there for me, and away we go. There we are. So Mira, we're ready to go now. So we're going to start you off with a wedge. When we look at wedge fitting, we're going to hit 6 shots. We're going to play it over a variety of shots because there's a bit of a compromise when we look at how we fit this golf club. When we're on the golf course, we obviously play bunker shots, pitch shots, half shots, full shots. So we need to have a look at all those and see what your specific requirements are. When we finish capturing your data, we're going to head outside and see Vaughan. He's going to give you some tips on general bunker play.
Right, and why are we doing it inside?
Really good question. What we find is when we see a student with a golf club that's probably not directly matched to them, they hit the ball, they see a ball flight they might not quite like, and they become a little bit reactive to it. So what we find is we want to get rid of those outside influences, really capture your swing and body movements for what they are, and we get a lot truer data.
Okay, so pitch shots.
Let's get set up. We're going to start with a pitch shot, so just your normal 10-15 metre pitch shot, and we'll start from there.
Okay. How'd they go?
Pretty good. So with your wedge data, what we did see, even though we tested a variety of shots, the best thing from our point of view is that your lie angle requirements through those shots didn't really change, okay? We're looking at about a ½ degree adjustment on your wedges, which is pretty minimal. Great sign. We've got consistent impacts here, but we're seeing that they're all out on the toe. So what this tells us is the club's probably a little bit too short for you. We're finding the toe, which means we start to lose a little bit of feel and control. So what we need to do is we need to make your clubs a little bit longer. So your wedges are going to be probably ½ inch longer. Getting this impact back into the middle, you're going to get that feel and control that you're really looking for.
Vaughan, I'm finding I'm inconsistent in the bunkers. Some go long, some go short, and some, heaven forbid, even stay in the bunker. What would you recommend?
Mira, we just want to get you consistent. Off your handicap, if we can get you out all the time, then you can develop the fancy ones later. There's 2 technical points and 1 mental.
So what are the technical points?
Technical points, Mira, we want to get most of the weight on the front side. That's the side nearest the pin, about a 60-40 distribution. The second point is we want to grip the club with it already open so we can use the characteristics, the technical characteristics of a good sand iron, and we want to move the ball about 3 inches further forward than a normal grass sand iron shot.
And mentally?
Mentally, we find if you bring the club head out of the bunker, the ball will come out of the bunker as well.
So what you're saying is follow right through and trust that if you hit into the sand, it shouldn't shouldn't fly.
It won't fly at all there by making the sand your friend.
All right, well, how about you show me?
We look forward to doing a good one for you. Weight on the front side, face already gripped open, and technically just trusting the club, bring the club head out of the sand.
Very nice. Okay, how about I have a go?
I'd love you to have a go.
So weight forward, open the face of the club.
Yes.
And trust.
Open a bit more.
Open the club even more.
Yeah, trust it, because the bounce is going to help you out.
And there it is.
There it is. Club head out of the sand's your friend.
Storm, I want 15 more metres. Club fitting's going well. The pros are helping me out. What have you got for me?
Well, Mira, to help you get that extra 15 metres, we're going to look at 3 things today: flexibility, strength, and power. Now, it's important to address those things in a certain order to reduce the chance of injury.
So how am I going to become more flexible?
Well, flexibility is really important for golf because you need the range of motion in your joints to execute the perfect golf swing.
And that assessment you did on me earlier, what was that all about?
Yeah, well, we did do a pre-assessment on you and a screening, and we found out that your left ankle joint is quite locked up from that ex-pro volleyball days, a little bit of an injury going on there, and you're quite tight through the hips or your left glute.
So tight butt, yeah?
Tight glute, normally good, sometimes, but not in golf.
Okay, so what are we going to do to fix that?
So what I'm going to get you to do is just turn around and grab the back of the golf cart there. Now step that left foot back into a calf stretch, a long calf stretch. Once you've done that, lift your right foot up nice and high, lift your chest as well, and drive your right knee across and out, forward and back, around and back out. Now what that's going to do is help mobilize your ankle joint. It's not going to just stretch up and down your calf, but across your calf, and it'll help give you some mobility in those hips as well.
Ooh, I can feel that.
So Mary, this time we're going to be hitting 6-iron. So this time it's just your normal full 6-iron. After we've captured some data, we're going to have a look at it and then head outside and see Michelle, and she's going to give you some tips on your technique.
Okay. I don't think it needs improving, Darren.
So Mira, come and have a look at your 6-iron data.
How'd I go?
They've actually been pretty good. A lot of consistencies, but what we do see again is the clubs are letting you down. So we've got scattered impacts that are in the toe, which says we're searching for feel. And again, they're a little bit too short, so we need to go ½ inch longer. The lie angles are consistently toe down. So what that means is when we look at the club coming into the turf, toe is hitting first. Everything's going to want to spray out a little bit right and a little bit short. Is that common for you?
Yeah, it does, yeah.
So we need to cover that off, and we also see the loft's a little bit high, which means that we're not really compressing the ball the way we want to. So when we get the pro tips later on, this is what we're going to be working on, getting you compressing the ball.
Michelle, Darren's told me to come and see you. He says I need more compression. What is compression?
Well, Mira, compression is the downward strike of the club face on the golf ball. So let's see you hit a ball and see if we can improve that today. Okay, so what I see there, Mira, is not a clean contact off the ground, okay? So what I'd like to improve, at setup, you set up with what we call a slight reverse pivot. So I'd like to improve your setup, and then we can work a little bit on changing that downward strike on the ball.
Right, so what's this here?
What I have here is an impact bag. So to practice with an impact bag is all about improving spine angle and impact position with your spine at that position. So set up to the bag for me. Okay, feel like you're just getting your shoulders to tilt a little bit back behind the bag, particularly so that you're looking into the back of the bag. Now just make a backswing and a follow through into the bag, and just feel how that setup actually turns you a little bit more behind the bag so that you can release the club in a downward movement down through the ball. Okay, so let's do that one more time and then we'll hit a ball. So just feel the turn back setup, turn back with the shoulders, hit into the bag. Okay, fantastic. All right, so let's step back and hit a ball. How does that feel?
So I will repeat that action for the hit.
For the actual hit, absolutely. So setting up a little bit of spine angle with the shoulders behind the ball, okay, and then feel the turn back with the shoulders and hit down through that ball. Fantastic. That went a little bit further there, Mira. Okay.
Should we have another one?
Let's hit one more. Okay, so setting up to the ball. Once you're all set up, just feeling like you've got your shoulders slightly behind your hips like that. Okay, now make a nice smooth turn back with your shoulders so that your weight transfers and hit through the ball.
Certainly feels more consistent, doesn't it?
Fantastic. Yeah, so just to see you turning a little bit more behind the ball instead of reversing down into the ball will make a lot more space for you to be able to release the club and create some compression.
Storm, we've done flexibility and we've ascertained that, you know, I've got a bit of tightness in the hips, but strength, how's that going to improve my golf swing?
I've known you for a long time, Miro. You tighten the body, you tighten other ways as well, but let's talk about strength. Strength is the body's ability to apply force. Now for you specifically, and it is important we tailor a program to the individual, you come from an athletic volleyball background, that can cross over quite nicely into golf. The difference is, the major difference, you're airborne and you're applying force to a moving target in volleyball. In golf, you're stable, you're applying force to a motionless target. So what we're going to do is do an exercise that integrates all parts of the body, stabilizes the lower half, and gets the upper body rotating through. So come down onto the ground for me. Start off on your knees and your elbows, so come forward. And that's a plank position. Now what we're going to do is pull your belly button in long through your neck, eyes down just a little bit. Balance on your right side and lift your left arm out to the side and back, just to a comfortable place. Out and back. Good, that's level 1. Level 2, you're going to go to your hands and knees and take your left hand underneath your body and arm through and then open right out to the side. Great. Level 3, if you can go there, we're going to go to the toes. The wider the feet, the more strong the base of support, and do that same exercise with the arm. So what we're trying to do is stabilize the hips, get a small rotation in the hips and a large rotation in the upper body, just like we do in golf. How'd that feel?
Oh, I can certainly feel the relevance for the golf swing. And now it's driver time. But seriously, how can you improve on perfection? The driver, perfection, yeah?
Not quite, but there's a lot of good stuff going on again. One thing we do see is that our path, the way you deliver the club, actually starts to change. So you're in or out with your irons, we tend to get a little bit over the top with the driver, which means you start to lose efficiency from the way the ball reacts off the face. So again, pro tips, we're going to look at probably path and getting you delivering the club a little bit better. Your loft is really good. Your face and path match up, which generally means you're getting a pretty straight ball flight. And majority of your impacts are very close to perfection. So we know we're starting in a good spot. We just need to tidy it up a little bit.
Adam, I've come here to get 15 metres more distance. What are you going to recommend?
Well, I think that's a very good start, Mira. You're using the SLDR, which is one of the longest hitting drivers in the world. So I think that's a very good start for you.
So club selection's important?
Very important. I'm also interested to see you hit a shot, so I can see your technique, and maybe there's a few things there that I can change to make you hit a little bit further.
Okay.
Okay, that ball's low and spinning a lot. That's because the ball's too far back in your stance and you've got a slightly reverse pivot.
Right.
So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get you to hit a shot now. I'm going to change your ball position further forward, add a little bit more angle into your setup so you can hit on the way up and reduce spin.
Okay. So how are we going to do that?
What I'm going to do is I'm going to get you to place your left foot where it says woods
Yeah.
and your right foot where it says woods.
Yeah.
I'm going to add a little bit of angle into your setup.
So tilt back a bit?
Yes, this will
Yep.
help you pivot.
Right.
Okay, and I'll get you to hit the shot.
Gee, that got up.
Well done, that's gone miles. Very good.
So it was just a case of tilting back and a bit more on the front foot?
Absolutely, having that better setup will enable your body to rotate a little bit better than being so forward on it and down on it.
I see why they call you Storm. You've been hammering me out here. We've done the flexibility, we've done the strength, and I now believe you've got some power stuff for me.
Hang in there, Mira, you're doing great, mate. We're going to work on power, and if you remember back to high school physics, power equals force times distance divided by time. Simply put, that means applying force explosively, and that's crucial in the golf swing if we want to get that club head speed, that high club head speed, to get that long distance off the tee.
So how are we going to do that?
So what we're going to do is look at how, now we've established flexibility and stability, really important to have those things, build a bit of strength. We need that base before we do the power exercise, so that's really important to know. If you step back for me into a lunge and drop down, if you were to come through and drive your right leg up and come back again. Now, why don't you, this time, airborne, up. Good, come back, drive up, land soft. One more time, land soft, excellent. And what that does is create great strength and power in your thigh, in your butt, and the glutes are the king muscle for golf.
You're killing me.
Mate, that was awesome, that was awesome.
So Mira, now we're going to fit you out for a putter.
Fit me out for a putter. I've never done that before.
Really important. It's one of the most important clubs in the bag. We use it, every single hole. When we look at the putter, there's so many elements that go into putter fitting. So we look at things like the lie angle. We need the putter to sit dead level. Loft is what gives us really good control over how the ball rolls. We've got to have the right length, grip thickness, shape, balance. As soon as we drop one of them off, we're going to make it pretty hard for ourselves.
A lot of variables there.
Absolutely. So let's get into it. We're going to putt from here, putting straight through the hole, and whenever you're ready. So Mira, the most important club in the bag. There's a lot of detail here, but probably the couple of the key takeouts for us. When we look at your loft, the loft's a little bit high at impact, which means you're going to get a little bit of that bouncing and skidding, which means distance control actually becomes really hard to control. So from my point of view, we get the loft right, we give you a much better feel and that distance and control, and the ball rolls a lot smoother. And also we see that the face angle tends to open quite a lot at impact for you, so your miss tends to be right. It's not anything that you're doing. What it's actually back to is the balance of the putter. We see this putter here as what we call a toe down balance.
Right.
This has actually got more weight in the toe, and it actually resists through your stroke and will stay open. So we need to go back to a putter that's going to be a bit more face balanced and easier to square up. Putts go in.
Vaughan, the new putter, it's improved the loft, but I'm still 3-putting. What should I do?
Well, Mira, for you and your viewers, most of the people 3-putt because they're short or long, never left or right. We've got a little drill here for you today that's going to be able to measure your improvement and help you improve at the same time.
Okay.
We've got a 3-foot circle up there, and we just want to measure how many balls you can get in there over three attempts.
Okay. I think I've underhit that one.
You have underhit it, but with all the good putting and the good putter and the good stance and the beautiful preparation you've had, I've noticed that you're using your hands only to hit the putt, and that's a very emotional scene. We don't want that. We'd like you to use your shoulders to do a shoulder brush, and that also helps us with our distance control.
Okay, so we're not using the hands at all, we're just using shoulders.
We're not using the hands at all. That's exactly right. We're just going to brush it down there with a shoulder rock. And beautifully done.
Certainly goes further, doesn't it?
Yeah, and almost successful with the drill.
All right, well, let's see if we have one more.
Beautifully done. And you can measure each time how many you get in there, and it's looking good already.
Darren, lots of information, but what are the key changes?
Key changes for you, SLDR driver. We know we want distance, we're going to SLDR, it's going to give us the distance we're really looking for. In the irons, the biggest change was your length and lie combination, so we're adding a little bit more length, and we're getting that lie angle up to straighten out your ball flights. And in the putter, we've had to change your loft to really get your distance control back and get that ball rolling. Put this together, game of golf's going to be a lot easier.
Adam, all this talk about hybrids, what are they and why should I use them?
Well, they're very common amongst even the elite players now, professionals on tour. If we have a look at a hybrid, see how thin the sole is on the irons, have a look how wide the sole is on the hybrid.
It's almost double, isn't it?
It is, yes, and that's the way they're built. They're very hollow on the inside, so they've got a greater surface area, and that provides a skidding effect when we hit the ball. Okay, so what I would like to do is show you the difference between hitting an iron versus hitting a hybrid.
Okay. So just have a hit?
Absolutely, yeah.
Oh, that wasn't too flash.
Okay, that's all right. Let's have a hit of the hybrid now. And what you'll notice is that I want you to put the ball just like you did with the iron. Okay, so it's a little bit inside your left foot,
Yep.
not like a driver or fairway would. It's a little bit back, and you still try and hit down on it a little bit.
And so I'm going to try and hit it like an iron.
Absolutely, yeah.
Gee, that's a lot better, isn't it?
Very good, very good. Lovely. See how that slid across the bottom of the turf? Really good. That's how we use a hybrid.
So Mira, really big day. Here's all your information to take away with you. What's your thoughts?
Oh, blown away. I never thought that having my clubs fitted properly would make such a massive difference in such a short amount of time, you know. The club fitting, obviously, with yourself, the tips from the pro, they've already increased my game. I already feel more confident in that. And obviously Storm's fitness tips, if I can go away and implement some of those, I guess I'm hopeful. I feel a lot more confident.
Yeah, very good. So you've got your 15 metres. We've got you a lot more control and consistency. Where to from now?
Well, can I turn pro? Well, Darren, you gave me more than 15 metres distance and yet also increased my control and my consistency. I see why they call you the master.
Thanks, Mira.
Well, there it is. I'm Andrew McCombe.
And I'm Darren Lowe, and thanks for watching Golf Getaway from the TaylorMade Performance Lab.
For more videos, special offers and information, go to golfgetaway.com.au or like us at facebook.com/golfgetawaytv.
Bye for now.